Hello everyone, it's Myung Dan. Today I'm going to read S6 6062 Color Day Relay, Chapter 1. Hurry, Ralphie, hurry, I muttered to myself. Go, go, go. I raced up the school steps out of breath. It was past 8:30. Any minute the school bell would ring. Any minute I would be late again. Bring, bring. Oh no, I sighed. There was nothing I could do now. I was late, absolutely, positively late. For the second time this week. I really had wanted to be on time today. It was color day. I wasn't sure what that meant, but it sounded like fun, and now I might miss it. I pulled open the heavy door, stepped inside the school lobby. I should have woken up earlier. I should have jumped out of bed as soon as Mom called me. But no, I pulled the covers over my head and went back to sleep for 10 minutes. Then I ate cereal, toast, and a banana and got dressed. I was all ready to head out when my mom offered me some blueberry pancake, so I had a little more breakfast. Then I remembered something else too, my new red baseball cap. I wanted to wear it today. I finally found it at the bottom of a pile of bats, balls, and gloves. Goodbye, Mom, I called. I plopped the hat on my head, grabbed my backpack, and ran outside. Immediately, I ran back in. Lunch. I forgot to bring lunch. In fact, I had to pack it too. Now, at last, in the school lobby, I stopped to catch my breath. The halls were empty. I was probably the last kid to get to school again. I walked as quickly as I could to my classroom. The room was dark. I was so late. Everyone must have left. Miss Frizzle had taken the class on some great field trip, leaving me behind. Suddenly, the light flipped on. A window shade snapped open. I blinked. Everyone was still here. Liz, the class leader, stood on a chair by the light switch. Miss Frizzle was adjusting the window shades. Oh, Ralphie, Frizzle sounded happy to see me. I'm glad you saw my little demonstration for Color Day. Color Day? I repeated, confused. I hadn't expected Color Day to involve sitting around in the dark. In my old school, we had relay races and contests on Color Day. Phoebe said, we never played with the light. The Freeze laughed. Well, Phoebe, you need color to have a color day. And in order to see color, you need to have light. I sat in my seat and thought this over. I felt excited about color day, but the light part of it, I didn't understand the connection. Other kids felt the same way. Wanda raised her hand. What do you mean, Miss Frizzle? That if a light isn't shining on something, it doesn't have any color. DA, we call her DA, poked her head out from behind a pile of books. That seems right to me, she said. When Liz turned off the light, everything in the room looked dim and dark. Everything lost its color. I had never thought much about color before. Something was a certain color, like my red baseball cap, and there was light. But I realized DA was right. Even if you see shapes in the dark, you can't tell what colors they are until you turn on a light. But the whole thing was a little confusing. I twisted my baseball cap in my hand. So my cap isn't really red until light hits it. It needs light to be red. Absolutely light. I mean, right, Ralphie? Miss Frizzle said, our eyes don't see it as red when there isn't any light. Don't worry if that seems confusing now. We'll explore it further during color day. Keisha gazed at the sunlight streaming through the window. Then she looked up at the ceiling light. Are you saying that light has color in it? It doesn't look colorful to me. It looks white or colorless. Correct. Light rays all look the same, but some would say white, some would say colorless, but sunlight is really made up of all colors, red, blue, green, and the rest. So how does this color thing actually work? Asked Arnold. But please don't turn off any more light. Miss Frizzle stepped over to me. She flipped my cap onto her own head. When light hits Ralphie's cap, she explained, the baseball cap absorbs almost all the colors in white light. Absorbs? Wanda repeated. Like a sponge absorbs water? Yes, it soaked the light right up. Except for red, the cap reflects the red light. Red light bounces off the cap, so the baseball cap looks red. Miss Frizzle put the cap back on my head. Now I couldn't see it at all, and I couldn't see what she was getting at either. Miss Frizzle, I began. Knock, knock. I didn't get any further. Someone was knocking. Tim opened the classroom door, but no one was there. Keisha, knock, knock. It's coming from outside, said D.A. At first I didn't see anything. Suddenly a bright light flashed. Then I saw a man was sitting on a branch in the big oak tree near the window. Well, hello, said Miss Frizzle in a delighted voice. She opened the window. Class, this is my friend, Dr. Roy G. Bibb. Dr. Bibb stepped from the branch right into our classroom. Dr. Bibb, I thought, this guy didn't look much like a doctor, or a scientist for that matter. He wore a referee uniform, crazy one. Instead of the usual black and white stripes, his stripes were all different color. Red, orange, yellow, green, and he was wearing sunglasses in the inside. Why didn't he come through the door? I whispered to Keisha. Like any ordinary friend of Miss Frizzle. Ralphie, you know Miss Frizzle doesn't have any ordinary friends. Dr. Bibb is an expert on light, the freeze explained. Okay, I thought. So that explains why he came in through the sunny window instead of the dark hallway. But still, he appeared kind of suddenly. And really, in that outfit, he didn't look much like an expert on anything. Dr. Bibb has agreed to help out with Color Day. Miss Frizzle continued. He'll run all the challenges and events. And he'll be the referee. Just then Dr. Bibb blew a referee whistle. Surprised at the noise, I jumped. Dr. Bibb looked at me and raised his eyebrows. Great, I had already made a large impression on the ref. We were just talking about white light, the freeze told Dr. Bibb, and how it's made up of all the color. Dr. Bibb nodded. He reached into his pocket and pulled out some kind of object. Does anybody know what that is? He asked. It looks like a glass pyramid. Keisha volunteered. This is not an ordinary pyramid, Dr. Bibb said. His voice boomed and echoed around the room. It's called a prism. D.A. looked up from her book. What does it do? She asked. Watch. Dr. Bibb held the prism up to the window. Sunlight streamed into the prism on one side, and all the colors of the rainbow streamed out the other side. A whole band of colors that looked like a rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Dr. Bibb declared. Phoebe sighed. That's so pretty. But how does the prism separate white light into all these colors? I asked. The prism bends the light, each color at a different angle, so we get to see them all. I shook my head, confused. In a way, I understand, but in a way, I don't. Miss Frizzle said, don't worry, Ralphie. We'll learn more about prisms and colors as we go through our Color Day activity. Everything will be crystal clear by the end of the morning. Dr. Bibb blew his whistle. Even louder. Let the games begin, he cried. Games? I stood up, excited. Color Day, here we come. Chapter 2. We all filed out the classroom door into the hallway. I was first in line. Me, Ralphie. Lady is my middle name. What a great start for holiday. I figured we would be going to the school field, so I turned right. But Miss Frizzle led everyone the other way. Aren't we going outside? I hurried after the class. Last again. I was even behind DA, who was carrying around a bunch of books. Expect the unexpected, Rafi, Miss Frizzle said. She ushered us into the gym. We all stood around, not knowing what was next. The Freeze looked us over. Now we'll divide the class into teams. Perhaps Dr. Bibb could do the honors. Of course. Now Dr. Bibb looked us over. He polished his glasses so they gleamed. Then he stared at each other and every one of us hard. Arnold squirmed, turning red. You, Dr. Bibb said, pointing at him. You're on the red team, he paused. Along with he noted GA's books, all with red covers, her and his gaze stopped at me. You with the red baseball cap? My heart sank. Me, GA, and Arnold, a team? Holiday is all about racing and being fast. Arnold is afraid to do anything quickly. DA is loaded down by books, and me? Well, I'm always late or last for everything. The red team didn't stand a chance. Tim and Phoebe with Liz, of course, were on the green team. Wanda, Keisha, and Carlos were on the blue team because they all wore blue jeans. Ready for the first race? Miss Frizzle asked. Ready, the blue and green teams shouted. D.A., Arnold, and I just looked at one another. I call this first race. White lighting, Dr. Bibb said. You will need to move. Lighting, quick. Miss Frizzle pointed out basket, filed with flashlight, lined up along the gym wall. Each team has a basket of flashlight to use to make white light. The first team to shine white light on this big sheet near Dr. Bibb wins. All you have to do is race to a basket and turn on a flashlight. I whispered to DA, easy. Ready? Said Dr. Bibb. We crouched into starting position, ready to take off. Said everyone crouched lower, go. Miss Frizzle dimmed the ceiling light. We raced toward the basket. Over here, I shouted to DA and Arnold. I pulled out a flashlight. I switched it on. Oh no, it had a red light bulb, not a white one. DA pulled out another flashlight. Green light. Arnold pulled out a third. Red again. What should we do? All around the teams are having the same problem. They were shining yellow lights, purple lights, blue light. Hey, where are the regular ones? Keisha called out. If you mean white light flashlight, there may be some in the basket, Dr. Bibb said, or maybe not. You'll have to search, the Freeze explained. Or think about our classroom discussion. DA snapped her fingers. That's it, she whispered. If we get all the colors we saw in the prism and shine them at one spot, that'll make white light. We sorted through the baskets. In no time, we had red, orange, yellow, green, blue, a really dark shade of blue, DA called indigo, and a light purple. I think that's it, said DA. I sneaked a peek at the other team. They were going through the basket, flicking on flashlight, turning off flashlight. Liz had even jumped inside a basket. They were all still searching for regular flashlight. I guessed if we hurried, we could win. I'll bunch these lights together and shine them on the sheet, I said. Wait, there is too many for you to hold. Arnold reached to take a flashlight. We'll do it together. But I was in too much of a hurry to wait. I charged toward the sheet. Uh-oh, I dropped the flashlight. I bent to pick it up and dropped two more. Dee and Arnold scurried over to help. Got it, Tim cried. I looked up. He was shining a white light flashlight against the sheet. He had found one. Green team wins, said Dr. Bibb. But we were so close, Arnold wailed. Yes, Freeze nodded. She scooped up all my dropped flashlight. Then she wound the big rubber band around them and flashed their lights against the sheet, white light. Then Dr. Bibb walked over carrying just 3 flashlights, a red one, a green one, and a blue one. When he shone them at the sheet, the colors combined to make white light too. My mouth dropped open in surprise. But the Freeze was nodding as if she had expected red, green, and blue light to make white. Primary colors of light. You were close, Red Tim, Miss Frizzle told us. Good thinking. Any points for good thinking? I asked. Dr. Bibb shook his head no. Red 0, blue 0, green team 1. Dr. Bibb took the flashlight from Tim. Dr. Bibb took the flashlight from Tim. He placed it on a bench, along with 2 more white light flashlights. Then he blew his whistle. Quick now, 1 person from each team. Run for a flashlight and shine it on something that's your team color. He blew his whistle again for us to go. My baseball cap, I could use that. I took off, along with Carlos from the blue team and Vivi from the green team. We reached the bench at the same time. I switched on the light, pointing it at my head. But where was my red cap? It was gone. This race had nothing to do with science or quick thinking, and I was still going to lose. In a flash, Carlos shone his light on his chin. Blue team is the winner, announced Dr. Bibb. Here's your cap. Arnold said, bringing it over to me. You were in such a hurry, Ralphie. You didn't realize it fell off while you were running. How unlucky can you get? I muttered. It's not like Carlos' pants are going to fall off. Carlos laughed. Don't kid yourself. Ralphie, it's not luck, it's speed. Carlos bragged. I'm so fast. I bet I can go faster than the speed of light. Freeze. Freeze clapped her hands. Brilliant idea, Carlos. You can raise your flashlight. Raise my flashlight, Carlos repeated. Certainly, Phoebe. The Freeze said, you can be a target, please. Miss Frizzle directed Carlos to stand next to Phoebe. Then she sent me to the other end of the gym. When I say go, Ralphie, you shine the flashlight on Phoebe, and you, Carlos, reach out and touch Phoebe's shoulder. We'll see who or what'll reach Phoebe first, Carlos or the light. I had to show Carlos he wasn't so super speedy. I couldn't mess up. Ready, said Dr. Bibb, said go. It flicked on the light. Instantly, a white circle lit Phoebe's shirt. Carlos reached out, but he was too late. Sorry, Carlos, the Freeze said. Nothing moves faster than light. Since Carlos lost, does the red team get a point? I asked. Dr. Bibb shook his head. The flashlight won, not the red team. Ralphie, the speed of light is a law of light. No points. Okay. Carlos grumbled, so I lost the flashlight. Man, what other color day races are going to do in the gym? The Freeze laughed. Color day? In this dark gym? Lighten up, Carlos. We're going to the sun. The end.